guys, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it might be for you, as Alex says. So welcome to this call, which is the Lifebook Dad. So what is it to be a Lifebook Dad? Of course, many of you already know. And I have hell of a panel here, a dream team joining, and we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about balancing role, life, love, and legacy. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. And to start the party, let's just start with a beautiful song that I really love, and I think it's appropriate to this event.
So we can't hear your music, by the way, Dámaso.
You cannot listen? Oh,
No.
sorry about that. Sorry about that.
If you go into share screen at advanced tools, you can share the audio on your computer.
Oh, good. I had a lot of fun. Okay. There you go. Can you listen to it? Nothing?
Not yet. No.
No? No? Nothing?
Danny, if you go, yeah, I think you're getting it close now.
You gotta know.
Yes.
Tried to beat you, but you're so hot that I melted. I fell right through the cracks. Now I'm trying to get back. Before the cool done run out, I'll be giving it my best. This and nothing's gonna stop me but divine intervention. I reckon it's again my turn to win some or learn some. I won't hesitate no more, no more. It cannot wait. I'm yours.
I'm yours. So I'm yours. Why did I choose that song? Amazing. Because I believe personally that we as fathers, we are servers, definitely. And so the way I see it, I, to my family, is, hey, I'm yours. I'm yours. I do this. And you guys, you all, your kids, my wife, really pushed me to become the best version I can be. So definitely, this is why I'm sharing this song that resonates a lot with me. So I hope you guys enjoy the song. Diego, I make you the host. I didn't have the time to do the co-host thing, so you're the host now. And let's just begin. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Who we have in the house? The house is really nice. I have leaders and champions are leaders too. So what that means? So pretty much for those that are not life bookers, so pretty much I can see that most of us at the moment are life bookers. For those that are not life bookers, once you finish the program, which is divided in two, and then there's a community and the champions. What we do is that we get one category that we serve the community, creating events and try to give our best. So by no means is that we're expert on something. Pretty much is that we are truly dedicated to one category and we playing out in that category as full as we can. What are leaders? The leaders, as I know, if any of you can elaborate a little bit more on that, leaders are the ones that have done any specific training so they can, with John and Missy, so they can train others about the life book methodology and more. Am I correct? Any life book leaders that want to add me on that, please? Michael?
Yeah, so the Lifebook leaders essentially facilitate people going through the program because it certainly is something that you can do self-paced. But I know for me, the people that I've actually helped get through there have many of them said, I'm not sure if I would have finished this if I didn't have a leader helping me take it. And it's people who are experienced and they've actually been trained on how to get deeper into it, to actually find deeper meaning, to refine things down and to make it your own story. Because essentially that's what it is writing your story in your future.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for adding that up. So pretty much, Carlos, I think you're the only one live booker at the moment that are not live booker. So pretty much live book, it is a personal growth development with that involve 12 category of life. So you is your own way of building your plan of each category. And as a as a parenting champion, my wife and I, Sarah, which is connected here, we're in charge of in providing some programs, during the month, which is July of the parenting. And then you have the leaders here, as Michael said, that can go with you, that are trained to facilitate the growth. So let's just begin with the call. And I have selected 3-person here. Michael, I selected King Stahu, Sonny, and Diego to be my panelist in this call. So pretty much what we're gonna do, I have chosen some questions and we have divided, we have 4 panelists and we're gonna do it in 1 hour. We're gonna cover them 2 by 2 of us. So each question by 2 of us. So let's just introduce ourselves, who we are, and how many kids we have, if we have any. And so I'm gonna start. So pretty much my name is Dámaso Medina. I live in Miami, Florida. I'm an engineer, as BS, electrical engineer, Bachelor of Science. And I hold an MBA in one of the top schools in South America. And also I own right now a real estate business, and I'm a real estate investor as well. I have 3 kids. 2 of them are twins. Well, I have twins girls, 3 years old, and the oldest daughter, which is 6 years old. I only have 3 daughters, and I'm married with Sarah. So Diego, if you can please elaborate yourself and present yourself, please.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Diego Taira. I am living now in Singapore. I'm also the financial co-champion with Bisani here in the Lifebook, and a Lifebook leader. So I help the people go through the whole process, right? And keeping them accountable. I have 3 kids so far in Singapore, and the age are 10 years old, 4 years old, 14 years old as of now. And yes, it's a tough journey right now because they are becoming teens, and it's something that I need to learn day in, day out. And I'm here to learn from everybody because I think this is a learning journey. Okay, so excited to be here. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Diego. So pretty much I have the youngest, then you have the teens, and Sonny, please tell us about you.
Oh, I'm the oldest of the group here, of the panelists. So I have 2 daughters, ages 24 and 27. So they're past the teen years. And by the way, Diego, you said you have children in Singapore. You only counted them. What other children do
As
you
far as I know.
Okay. Just wanted to check on that. But anyway, so I've got these children. So it's in a different phase, right? They're beyond the sort of the difficult growing up years per se, but they have their own challenges in the 20s, and dad's still necessary. Myself, I'm a Lifebook co-champion in the financial category along with Diego. We're also a Lifebook leader, helping facilitate people through the Lifebook process. I think Diego Dámaso gave his entire resume. So I'm a physicist by education. I'm an IT professional by vocation. Now retired and doing full-time investing and options trading. So I'm sort of in a different phase of life. So
Awesome, awesome. So Stahu, tell us about you, please.
Hey guys, thank you for inviting us. It's wonderful to be here. I'm also a Lifebook leader, and our focus in Lifebook is actually to bring people together in person. So we love travel together with families, we organize retreats with my wife. We live in southern Portugal. We are originally from Poland. We used to live 10 years in Berlin. I hope you can hear me. I'm sorry, we are driving. We love music and we do a lot of beautiful stuff around our Lifebook project, so our personal family Lifebook project. And I hope that this is one of the reasons we are invited to that wonderful call. Yeah. So happy to share with you guys today.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a lot. That's great. And Michael, now that you're here, please introduce yourself too. You're now became a panelist too. So I love it. So tell us about you and your family, please.
Absolutely. So my name is Michael Danklefs. I'm in the United States, up in the northeast part of the country. By trade, I'm actually do programming, sales, and support for a small software company, and I've also started a coaching business as well. So some of the tools that I use are things like Notion and Descript, and done a couple of podcast episodes as well. But really, my focus is around the accountability phase of Lifebook, because there's this ability to see people grow, and actually seeing people light up on their face like that is amazing whenever they've accomplished that thing that they set for 5 years from now and they do it in 5 months instead. It's absolutely amazing to see that. So I am in a blended family right now. My biological daughter is 22 years old. She just turned 22 here in April. And then my wife from a previous marriage has 3 children, one who's in labor as we speak. She's actually 27 at this point. We have one who's 31, one who's 34. So definitely kind of that later in life. And as Sonny said, as dad, we're still required to be here. So this is a lifelong commitment for me, and commitment is a huge thing. And we show up in the ways that we can. It's an amazing process to be that example and be that support for them.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you. Wow, we have a dream team here. A lot of information, a lot of wisdom here. Thank you, guys. So let's just start. Let's just start with some questions that I have prepared for the call. The first question is related to personal fatherhood journey. And for this question, I'm going to have Sonny helping me out with this question. So we're going to work on this question. So pretty much, please share briefly your journey into fatherhood and how it has impacted your life. What are some of the most rewarding aspects of being a father? Sonny, you want to begin, please?
Okay, sure. So my wife and I, at the time we were married, were both essentially academics. So that's a long time to get prepared for this type of thing. So we entered late into the marriage, and also even later into parenting. I think I was 36 when our first child was born, 38 when our second child was born. So definitely a different approach. You don't have that youthful energy to chase kids around, so it's a whole different way. But the journey was planned. We first married after a long engagement period through our university years, and then we decided not to have children for another 7 years after marriage. Again, just because, hey, we'd already been through all the graduate school rigmarole and getting careers started and all that, and we decided let's take a few years to just live life as a couple before we started the family. So it was a different journey for me than I think most people go through. I'm not saying it's better, by no means. It's just it's a different choice to postpone the start of your family. It comes with its downsides. Like I said, first of all, the energy thing, and second of all, when your kids are finally out of college, like mine are, you're no longer young. So, it just takes a different perspective, but it's been very rewarding along the way. So what's the most rewarding thing? I think is one of your questions. The most rewarding thing is, I think what Michael referred to, is just being there, just being present, enjoying watching them develop. As Michael talked about his Lifebook students, watching them achieve milestones in life. The same thing for our children. Right? It's just such a joy to watch your children go past milestone and success and achievement and failures and stumbles along the way. That gives a lot of chances for you to interact and be present and influence these young lives. So they're very, very good.
Awesome. Thank you, Sonny. Beautiful story. Let me share a little bit about my journey. I'm married with Sarah Medina, which is connected here. And we got married back in 2016. We were pretty much in our, 30th, 30, I don't remember how much, what was my age exactly. But we were, within the 30th years, more close to the 20th. So we could pretty much, we felt young. And our first daughter was just incredible. We were super happy. We never had, we were looking for kids, but now like, okay, like we just happened, but we were open to it. So we didn't plan like, oh, this year we're gonna have, no, we started to stop, so we started our journey. Then our girl came into our lives. And to me, as a father, was like, oh my God, this is something just undescribable to have this little baby. And everything from my end, let's say the transformation I started to live was very strong, very, very strong. That even I didn't want to do anything but just to be close to her, just being with her all the time. And suddenly COVID came. So I said, oh my God, we are together, all together. And now there's like a big reason of we couldn't go outside. So to me, it's been very transformational. Also because my wife and I, we decided to go to a different path of parenting than that we came, that our family already had established. So that to us pushed us in a way that we needed to learn, okay, we want this from our family, from our background, but we don't want that. We want something new. We want to evolve our family. We want to evolve our education at home. So everything all happening together, COVID and things, it was like an explosion of things going on at the same time. And meanwhile, we were learning, and this is how we found Lifebook. And we started Lifebook back in 2020, at the end of 2020. So our daughter was there, and to me was like, okay, how do I become better? I want to become better. So that's a transformation I face myself. I want to become a better self. What are the tools I need to grow? So that's the first thing I started. And then the twins came after pandemic. So that was really unexpected. We did want another kid. And, the universe was very abundant to us. I said, okay, let's just make it happen and say, okay. So we received the gift as a commitment, and now we're so committed to grow our kids as mindful as we can. So we learned that, okay, we don't teach anything. I mean, and we're still starting. I mean, you guys, Sonny, Michael, Diego, you guys are ahead of me. And from this stage that we are, I feel like, okay, the way I gotta do is to grow myself as much as I can. So teaching by examples. So I think that's the most rewarding aspect, that I have been pushed into a growing path that I'm really enjoying so much. So let's just go to number 2, balancing roles. And for this one, I want to have Diego and Stahu, and I want to ask you these questions. How do you balance your roles as father, partner, and professionals? What strategies do you use to ensure you are present and engaged with your children? Please, Diego, if you can start.
Okay, thank you, Dámaso. I can cover that first. And thank you also for asking me this question, because I feel like balancing my role as a father, partner, professional requires as well careful planning and prioritization. Everything comes to the what is important to you, right? You can be as easy as a help, but the thing is, what matters to you? I ensure that family time is non-negotiable by, of course, time boxing, scheduling, and putting the important things first, paying yourself first, which is the idea of everything, right? In the finances and even in life, we need to put the things that is filling our jar, and it's really important to us. And of course, open communication with my partner, helping us to coordinate our responsibility and support each other is a very important thing. Okay, so to me, at the age of 40, actually, when COVID started, as you might know, I fired my bosses, which is fire means financial independence, retire early. And I wanted to really focus on this role as a parent, because my kids, it was still like 8 years old, 10 years old, and so on. And I believe the next 10 years or 15 years is the most important timing for them. As a parent, I need to pass on my core values, my skill set, tool set, in order for them to make them successful. And that is our roles as a parent, and nobody else should take care of that. No teacher and the teachers, no the society for sure, or anybody else will be able to pass on your values. So this is my thinking process. I say, okay, enough is enough, because I can fire a financial independence, retire early at the age of 40, which I was focusing on the investment part for the past 20 years. So I reached that stage. So I dedicated, since 2020, I dedicated full time to parenting. So because in the morning they go to the school, from 2 to 9 p.m., I was parenting as well as a partner, right? Then 9 p.m. to 2 a.m., I was a full-time investor, because this is something that I do day in, day out, right? 2 to 9, 9 to 2. It's just nice, easy to schedule. And I also follow the US market. In Singapore, US market is going to be the opposite at night, and it's just nice to me. And I also was doing different webinars with Sonny as well, together in the Lifebook community for the past 4 years, and as well as our community, which is the Wealth Angels, which we are dedicating more focusing on the finances, right? So plus some coaching. So it's something like I just adjusted my roles in the daytime. I'm parent. At the night, when they are already sleeping, I am a professional or a contributor. But one thing, after doing this for 4 years in a row, one comment that my kids actually say changed my perspective of the work-life balance, which is why are you always doing nothing? Why you're not working as a normal parent, right? And I was thinking about that in which kind of parent I want to show them as a role model. The showing how I can contribute to the society is, I think, is as important as being instilling in them that we need to also work hard and smart is possible, but also taking care of the things we want to show, right? Putting some necktie or suit and going to meet the clients, telling them how important is also working to pay for the family is something like I also want them to think about. And in that case, I'm trying to change the role this year and be a little bit more busy. Yeah. But always present, trying to put my phones away. That is the key to success. Right, and when I have my phone with me, I see myself that I'm stuck with this digital device. So my key engagement level is totally different when I don't have my phone with me. Yeah,
That's amazing.
so
That's incredible, Diego. Thanks for sharing it. And that's interesting, that it seems that for you, a parent, and I can relate to that too, that you just want to be there and play out full, you know, play be 100%, and then your kids are saying, "Oh my God, how does my father? Why he is not like the other fathers that go to, you know, work every day, you know, with a schedule?" And yeah, I've been trying to do that as much as possible because I do value to be with my kids as much, especially in the early stage, especially in the early stage, because when they grow, they're gonna be doing their own activities and they're gonna, you know, go on their own path. So amazing story. Thank you so much. Stahu, can you please share your balancing roles? How do you balance roles as father, partners, and professional, and the strategies you use to be present and engage with your children that you are right now? Stahu, are you there?
Sure. Uh, uh, I think uh,
It's a little bit lagging, I think.
Yes,
Right?
probably you're a little bit lagging because you're traveling. So no problem. I mean, let's just if someone can get this other comments and you can join whenever you have better ideas. Balancing roles. Michael, do you want to come with that one? Want to share something?
Sure. So I mean, the balancing of roles when I started Lifebook is when I kind of woke up to what my role was for my daughter and her life at that point. So she was 16 whenever I did Lifebook first, and I had been very much a helicopter parent. Had been very much like involved in every little detail, and that was at a point whenever I said to my daughter of, okay, I will be here for support, but I'm not going to carry everything for you. Is you're going to have a car and you already have a job, so you're already acting as an adult. So I will be here if you fall and you have questions, but I'm going to allow you then to learn your lessons of your successes and your failures. And I did that by example. And I think that that's kind of where the balancing piece comes in is I was on my own track of, yes, I'm doing what I need to do for my family and having that super focused time, but I also have a job and I also have a business, and trying to balance even that and then a partner on top of that. All of those different pieces very much kind of play into the chemistry of how this works. And I loved what Diego said of you pay yourself first as you plan your time with what is most important for you. My calendar is what I live my life by. So time with my wife is on the calendar. And finding that balance is not a once in a moment thing. It's over a time. So there are going to be super focused times on family. We have family dinner once a month. That's actually planned since we have kids that are spread across 100 miles. So we plan for that time. Same thing with my partner. So finding that balance comes with that commitment of this time is dedicated to this. And like Sonny said, I love, or like Diego said, it's like we put the phone away. This is actually not with us, and therefore we don't have the leash on us, and we get our full attention. And at the same time, there's other times that I'm sitting here in my battle station. I've got 5 monitors as I'm trying to keep track of everything because I've got the business and the job and everything going on. And it's a matter of learning to know in that moment, what are you present to? Because if my brain is on my family while I'm working, I'm not fully present for work. If my brain is on the business when I'm with my family, I'm not fully present for my family either. So that's really kind of that focus of where I like to bring it is I'm present in this moment with what's right in front of me. Yes, there's going to be planning. Yes, there's going to be some nostalgia, but how do we bring it present in the moment?
Michael, and great. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. I have one extra question for you. And how did Lifebook help you organize the helicopter, as you said, the helicopter dad? So did Lifebook impacted you positively into that?
I would definitely say that it had that kind of impact of, okay, so what kind of parent do I want to be? What is the lessons I want to pass on? How do I support without carry? Because they're very different. And obviously, as infants, we're going to be carrying them because they can't motivate themselves literally and figuratively. But as they become human beings on their own, they are independent spiritual journeys. And how do we support them in that? So it was kind of taking a step back and then another step back, knowing that there are safety nets, yes, in place. But she moved out for a little while with a boyfriend who was not the right person for her, and it ended up being a total disaster. And yet when she said, Dad, I need help, I got in the car and I drove and I helped her. I'm there. And that's where I want to be is that when you're ready for help, I'm here. Yeah, I'm going to be there whenever she needs it, but at the same time, I'm not going to steal her struggles. We're doing that with the other 3 kids too, as they are on their own journey. I can inform, but I can't tell any of them what to do because they're all legally adults and acting as such. So, and I think that that's kind of part of it is being intentional about each of those relationships too, is what the Lifebook program added is what is my intentional relationship with this person? What goals do I have for me? And I've kind of set my vision of I want my children to be able to share their compassion and drive with the world and be fulfilled by what they do. That's it. Any other expectations is actually me projecting onto them.
That's gorgeous. That's beautiful. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the vulnerability. I appreciate it. So yeah, definitely there's a lot there. Wow, thank you. Thank you. So yeah, for example, myself, life will really all the wisdom that John put into the program put you to put awareness and put like a light, like boom, like a light there in each category, and then in parenting, yeah, to say, hey, I don't want it to steal, as you said, Michael, the growth, the possibilities. And I'm not even in that point yet. And when they're little, still the same thing. I mean, hey, let them, fall, let them do stuff, let them, make mistakes and learn. Thank you so much. So valuable. So let's go to challenges and how overcome them. So pretty much we're talking about that already. So for this one, let me see. Stahu, are you still do you have some signal now? Good? Good signal?
Yes,
Yeah.
I hope my signal is now back. It was just a
Okay,
short
so
glitch.
so
Guys, I
no-
completely, I read, can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So everything you guys say resonates so much. Yeah, it feels like we are really in the good place together. And I can only adapt to what Michael said and how you commented it, Dámaso, that like that clarity that we get from Lifebook, but like helps us to basically put our focus on the things which matters, right? Which are important. And then we have to be really attentive about them. Maybe it's a nicer, more trendy word is like being mindful, right? And then we can deliberately choose like how to find that beautiful like holy grail, the balance. And what Lifebook basically allowed me was to find my own way to construct that balance, not to follow the constructs of society or organizations that didn't fit my my views, my values, and so on. Yeah. So from the moment of even like the learning we're gonna be parents up until now, our kids are running and close to 10 years old. We chose a lot of things that we deliberately knew that we want to do them along like our standards, and it involves both like the time that we are with the kids, for example, like we sometimes take our kids to work, yeah, and we know why, and we know exactly how they see us in that situation, and at the same time, the time in the calendar that they are deliberately put away, right? So I mean, we organize quality time there for them, but we want during that special time, which I share with my wife, we want them to be elsewhere, but not doesn't mean there is a compromise for them that they are just put to some storage or whatever. It just means that they have a separate quality time. And that's all about being like completely conscious and mindful. How do we deal with that balance? And that brings us to the subject of challenges, because then when you decide to live on your own terms, challenges are everywhere, because the input from outside is just telling you that first of all, your children ask you, Dad, why we are different? Why we don't go to normal school? Why you don't put the suit when you go to work? All those things, yeah. You have, and then you have to spend again enough quality time with your own child to explain them and give them that time to explain them until the moment they know and they really agree with you, they understand. And that guys, I believe you all have the challenge of having that device, right? That can save your life, but it can also destroy your life, yeah? And the first challenge of children asking you, you know, how to manage that thing, yeah? Or if they actually even have it or not, if they're allowed to have it or not, yeah? Children are growing, and what Michael said about that growth spectrum up until they are really adult, it's like they can come to you every 2 weeks and ask you, Dad, why I don't have a phone, yeah? My own phone, yeah? And every time I need to spend another hour just discussing them until the moment they really know and agree that they know and understand that the right moment will be there. But if they, for example, my daughter is 9, so when we are living and we want her to be in touch, she has one of the phones which belongs to our house available, yeah? But our 4 years old doesn't have it yet, and he's not just basically having the reasons to have it in his hand, yeah? So guys, welcome. Being a father for me is like facing the challenges and being honest with them and learning about myself. Well, like basically I learn more by being a father and facing the challenges. I actually learn much more about myself, yeah? Which like path in front of me I still have to cover to actually become a better person. And that's so interlinked and intertwined with them growing up that there's no division. And I like how you, Dámaso, how you started. If they belong to me or I belong to them, yeah? Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's my take.
Wow, that's there's a lot there. There's a lot there too. Okay, let me ask you something else, Stahu, because definitely it's not easy to go against the flow. So going against the flow when you're saying you're building a life on your own terms. So Sarah and I, we feel the same. I mean, we decided, hey, we gotta do it new or evolving. And I hear you. I hear you. Is you feel like you as a father got to do so many things, keep the finances on track, keep the career that creating that income, still making it come, and sharing the new values, explaining why the whole world is going in a direction that probably your children see it, oh, we're going in a different direction or what it is. So this is why it's important that we are connecting, connecting and then sharing. Hey, it's not that we are crazy families. It's like we are extraordinary families and we want to push ourselves a little bit more. And as the way Sarah and I always see it, we see it as, okay, we're contributing. This is what we truly believe to humanity with these three. We're doing our job here with these three. We're contributing to a better humanity. That's what we think, and we're working on that. So anyone wants to share any challenges and how overcoming them, please, because this topic is just great.
Let me share a little bit on my side. It's okay, Sonny?
Yeah, please.
Very short one, yes. So as anything in life, when you put too much or when you take too much, it's not good, can harm us. It's like in the Japanese word, we also say hara hachibu, which is 80% full. It's just nice to live longer. Like is some part of the blue ocean, I think.
Yeah,
The concepts as well. So it's like when I was focusing so many hours in parenting, like a full-time dad, it is you are really feel yourself nagging too much, pushing too much, and the relationship is not really as stable as when you spend less time, more focused time. So that's why when in investment as well, say for instance, an analogy could be if you are too long in front of the laptop looking at the candles and all of this, the chart, maybe you want to do something silly when you have to be in the long term, right? You don't want to be a trader, you want to be a long-term investor. It's the same thing in parenting. I believe that the ratio that you spend with the kids, how you spend the quality of life, right, with the parenting is very, it was really challenging at the beginning, but having other 12 categories or 11 categories to look into, I think it may help me to overcome the thing like, oh, I can spread all my hours in the weekly, how much I spend in my health and fitness, how much I will going to spend in my intellectual life, learning, how much I can go into the social life, relationship, parenting, and all of that is in my schedule, and there's be certain percentage along the way, intentionally. So that is how overcome something like I spend too much hours and it's actually not helping, it's harming in the other way around. So it's a short version.
That's great. Of course, the 80-20, 80-20 there is Pareto's, right? Pareto's law.
So,
80-20. So whatever you invest on the 20%, probably even 5% of your time creates the 95% of the result. Very smart. Amazing. Thank you, Diego, for sharing. Do you have anything else to share, Sonny, regarding to the challenges and how overcoming them?
Yeah, I just want to emphasize that the two universal truths is that one is nobody ever died regretting spending too much time with their children, right?
That's true.
You may die regret spending too much time at work. You may die spending too much time on frivolous things, but you never regret spending too much time with your children. So I think that's number one. The other thing is there was at least 20-year period where, because of all the two-parent families and the busy lifestyles and all this kind of stuff that typified life, that there was this thought that it was quality of time, not quantity of time, that mattered with your children. And that's now been kind of disproven. It's actually quantity of time that matters most. You don't have to be doing anything. You don't have to be having a profound lesson for your kids. You just have to spend time with them. And it seems so that particular point of view in the world of child development has changed completely over the last 20 years. So I think that's something we should keep in mind. You don't have to do anything particular. You don't have to have a plan for the block of time you set aside for your kids. You just have to have the block of time you set aside for your kids. I think that's very important. So yeah, as far as overcoming challenges, one other thing is, I think we're not unique in the fact that we want to live a different life. There's always been people throughout history who want to live differently from society, right? The difference is there wasn't Instagram and Facebook, right? So now our kids are growing up very much aware of the best version of other people's lives. Not the real version, but the Instagram version of other people's lives, right? And so then the questions come earlier and faster than they would have in traditional times, right? Before all the social media. So we have a tougher challenge answering our children's questions about why we're not like Bobby's dad, or why we do life differently than Susie's family, or all this kind of stuff. Because before they really didn't know. But now they're inundated with all that's going on in Bobby's and Susie's family, right? And so there's the questions come faster and harder. So it's just tougher for us, I think, today to and I think, again, the answer is not a lot of words. You just simply live the life by example, and they'll figure it out.
That's great, Sonny. Oh, so valuable. And especially, I'm gonna take the time versus the quantity versus the quality, because I want to share that was the main reason why we decided to move from Miami to Ecuador. Because back in the time, COVID and brokerage kind of not moving whatsoever, I was blessed that we had enough of resources at that moment. And we said, okay, what is our really the goal that we want to do? I want to be with them as much as I can. And how can I make it happen? Probably staying here in the US, it won't be possible because I'm gonna eat up all the savings that I had at that moment. So we make a change. We say, okay, let's just move to Ecuador. We're going to reduce expenses. We're going to even hire some mates to help us with the stuff that we don't want to do. And man, we made it happen. For us, we feel so blessed and so happy that we invested in that. For us, was like investing in the time. It was both quality and quantity all together. And I'm glad I'm married with a woman that is as crazy as I am. So we said, hey, I have this brilliant idea. Let's do it. Let's do it. Amazing. Let's just do it. So you're sharing that because we're so happy of making those unconventional ideas to make them reality. And now we're getting the results of, spending a lot of time with them. Thank you, Sonny, for, touching the time and quantity, the quality. Let's just go to, okay, we have 7 more minutes to go. So why don't we go to the teachings and values, teaching and value and life skills. Diego, you said that you had something to share regarding to teaching values and life skills. Would you please share us some of that, please?
Okay, I can go first. To me, actually, the values of everybody is going to be different, right? And I would like to embrace the freedom of option they have in life, right? And to earn the freedom they want, the options, always the money comes in place. So I believe that the money stuff is something like in the school, not in the school, not in the society, nobody will teach them. So I'm really focusing on instilling the right mindset, which is 80% of the game, right? And then teaching the skill set and tool sets for them to become financially free. And also teaching them the spirit of how it is meant to be a corporate worker. So do the chores in the house and get paid for that, versus after they experience that, being an entrepreneur, how they can put value, right, in the house in order for them to get a better return and experience how it is to be the entrepreneurship. So in that sense, I experienced the corporate world. Now I'm experiencing the entrepreneurship, so I get to know both world, and I can teach them. So this is a continuous learning for me as well. But I believe that by being the role model, I can teach them how to be a successful human being. And then that is my legacy to them. Not the money I'm going to leave to them. It's the knowledge, experience, and the story I'm going to tell to them is what I'm spending most of the time. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Wow. So valuable. Those those tricks, especially from our co-financial champion. Thank you so much. Of course, those are tricks that we can use with our kids. So I have another topic for you, Stahu. Please share us a little bit about creating a positive family environment. Creating a positive family environment. Anything that you can share about that?
Sure. Yeah, so in our case, we really wanted to see what we all really love to do with the family. So we are not looking for a place to live. We are not looking for like outer conditions. We really wanted to see what will be the most important to us, what we really love to do. And as soon as all members of the family found that those things around one particular place, then we decided that this is the place where we really want to live. Yeah. So we had a lot traveling together, and then we found like that place, sort of like the place that allowed us to pursue our activities to the best level possible. And then we always had that beautiful idea that basically want to continue travel. We don't want to settle in one place. In the beginning, we didn't know how to do it, yeah. But then we took, and then you see the further perspectives and so on. And that was our like example how we accelerated our experience with our children. And recently we spent like 1 month in Asia. We passed by Singapore, but there was no enough time on the airport to visit Diego. But yeah, we spent beautiful time on Borneo, so they could learn from nature, they could learn from the real situations and so on. And we got back, like we could see that we can combine education and basically for the children, it's a natural education. They learn everywhere they go, yeah, because it's so enriching to be out of their context. While for us, it's a sort of like just another reason to transform and to grow, yeah, and that's how we take it with my wife. And since that experience, we just know we're gonna continue, and we're gonna literally follow the steps of John and Missy. We're gonna take other people for such travels, but we are always interested to see them as a whole, as a family, not only like just one individual taken out of his context, but if it's possible to actually invite other families and other people with their, you know, spouses and wives and sometimes grandmothers and so on, to join us at those experiences. And yeah, this is how we do it, and it only brings the fertile ground and environment and perspective to continue growing, continue. It's everything. It's education. It's a skills. It's we see by them and how people react on them. Or I mean, I'm talking about the both of our kids, that this really pays off. Yeah. So this is how we do it.
Just great. Thanks for sharing. Definitely, love is there. I can sense it. I can feel it. That commitment to the marriage, to your, you guys, and creating everything from there. All the traveling, all the new adventures, the nature. So yeah, for example, Sarah and I, we kind of are in the similar track. We believe that in our case, we nurture the marriage with lots of love, with time, and from there we create the environment, try to nurture ourselves individually and as couple, so we can provide them the best of ourselves. And if, for example, we have lack of sleep, that is very common when having little ones, how do we recover from that quickly? So we were required to find quick solutions, how to bring back the best version of ourselves when physically we're facing some challenges. So pretty much good words, bringing music home. I play guitar, I sing. So my daughters are very musical too. So whenever we're kind of crazy, or whenever there's too much energy or something going on, we said, okay, we play some music. If that's not possible, let's just go immediately to nature. Let's just go immediately to connect, remove your shoes and, get there under a tree, or we see the ocean and just breathe fresh air and get out of the house, and get green into our bodies. And that immediately balance out all the energies. So we are in the 11 a.m. mark. So let's just close. Let's just some closing words. Any of you have anything to say to, let's say, new parents, or those that are looking to be a parents, or that, as Carlos, that is in the call, that he's the uncle of a beautiful girl. So anyone wants to share something to those new parents, please?
Just add one quick thing. I think the theme that's going through all the things we've been saying is, it's our responsibility to teach our children. Be very careful when you outsource that responsibility to anybody else.
Beautiful, Sonny.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's-
Michael, do you have anything to share?
I think the big thing that came to mind as Aruda is talking is, as new parents or even as old parents, is that no matter what your relationship is with your partner, you are always a dad. And we really need to be present in our children's lives because we bring a different energy to them. So it is, because I've seen myself and others go through relationships ending with your partner that you have children with, and still show up for your kids because they need us in their lives.
Beautiful, beautiful. Diego, anything to the closing words?
Yes, it's so true what Sunny mentioned, that full responsibility, not only to yourself, to your life, but also for your kids. That what we have been going through, a lot of ups and downs, that our parents as well as the ancestor never taught us how to manage your money, how to manage your time, or how to have a good relationship with your kids and so on, right? It's something that is by default is passed on for generations to generations. But we, as we always say in the Well Angels and Lifebook say, is we can change the family tree, right? We can be the change we want to see in your family tree, starting from us. And then we show the way. We show how it is good to be doing. They can do by their own self, but planting the seed is going to help them to go through the life way more with ease. And then, if possible, reach financial freedom at the age of 30, so they can focus on what they really love to do, which is contributing to the world for a better purpose. So I believe all these parents have a lot of wisdom. So stay together, stay close. It's going to be a journey, a rough journey, but if we are stay together, I think we can do way better job. Thank you, Dámaso.
No, thank you so much, Diego. And we need to learn how to do that. And yeah, starting early, as you said, if you mentioned in your classes, and starting investing early. And that's what we're doing. We're investing not only money, but time early with our kids. And as early, better returns you can have long term. So I got it. Thank you so much. Stahu, some closing words.
I like to ask Ivan what has to ask about, because I'm super. I would love to hear from Georgia or George. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I live in Spain, so every George is Georgia. Sorry, I live in Portugal, southern Portugal. But Ivan, ask your question.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's good hearing from all you guys. I feel like you're on a totally different level than I am. Get these. You're really succeeding as being parents and a father, and I feel like I'm even on the playing field. That I struggle to show up at all for my son and my wife. I check out and I dissociate, and in the moment when they're both trying to talk to me, I don't know who to listen to first. And I think it's also because of my past and my growing up in a dysfunctional family. I don't feel like I know how to be a father or how to be a parent. I don't know the functional way of doing it. So I guess my question is twofold: is how to learn, and also how practically to show up in the moment. Because I understand it's important to show up, but just showing up, being present at all, I struggle with that. Especially when it's with the both of them, and they both need my attention. And how do I, like, one wants my attention and I focus on them, and then I hear my wife talk, and my son really wants my attention, so I focus on him, and then my wife doesn't see me, and I guess maybe spend time for both of them separately. But I think advice on both is how to learn and how to show up in the moment practically.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for being vulnerable and asking, here in the group, but it's a small group, so thank you very much. And yeah, I think that the most important step that you had in front of you've already done. You put your own light of consciousness on that subject. Yeah, you noticed things that many dads are not even aware of. Yeah, they just go automatically through life and they are not really aware of those subjects. You already noticed these things, and that ability to notice this took you to that reflection. So that's the most important, because actually to find the solutions is just the matter if you have enough courage to step into new experiments and trying new things, right? But what I can promise here from you, and I think from that gang that you see on the screen, is that there are several things which works almost universally for most of us. And one of this is simply taking your child by hand and going to nature. Yeah, just spending time. You can just sit on the ground. Doesn't have to be a fancy place. We lived in the city. You take it to the park. You just sit for a moment around the trees, and the kid will tell you what they need. Yeah, so nature, beautiful music, like those beautiful organic things that never fail. Yeah. And I don't have more advice, and I wouldn't dare to give you advice, like not knowing you and like in detail your story. I can only share that I'm also from the family where we had a lot of troubles, and that basically shows up every day in my life. So I acknowledge this, I accept it, but I'm looking for the future. So I'm literally trying with all courage I can suck up during the day to be the best version of myself and experiment with new things that help me to overcome whatever there is to overcome. Yeah. And I believe that that's here that they can adapt to this.
Thank you, Stahu. Thank you, Evan. Wow, what an amazing question. And thanks for your vulnerability and to open up and share with us. Thank you. Really, really deeply appreciate it, because that's a space that sometimes males, we don't have the time to talk to, we don't have someone to express these challenges that we're facing. And I truly admire what you just have done. Accept it, as Stahu said, put it, the light, the consciousness. And for example, I'm not a professional that can guide you. Hey, you should do this, that. I'm just sharing you by my experience. And I think it's like a thing. It's like a snowball. It grows when you start putting consciousness and working a little bit. For example, in my side, I would say that really going through the Lifebook program is just an amazing mindful tool. It's just going in every single category and check it out, how you are and where you want to go. So just doing the Lifebook itself is just very important in order to check those habits in your calendar. Hey, let's say if it's difficult, you can have a calendar and say at least 2 times, 3 times a week, I'm going to do this with my wife or with my kids, depending on your job, of course, and your commitment. But also, I think the most powerful thing that I got from Lifebook is like having a mirror with the emotions. In the emotional category, wow, for me, that's super powerful, difficult, and just understanding, hey, I do need to work my emotions. I'm not being the best version, even if I want to consciously, but subconsciously, it's so difficult to not to trigger by little things. So what did I do? I took, I grab it, say, I want to change it. How do I do it? I look for professional help. I look for a psychologist. Hey, I want to work this. Why am I so reactive when this situation happens? And usually it's because there is some inner child that needs work that needs to be done. And even though we're adults, we have an inner child that probably faced a challenge and that we could actually work out today with, first what you just did. Hey, putting consciousness to that, putting awareness. Hey, I want to do something about it. I'm listening to this guy and I want to do something like that. Amazing. So let's just take, responsibility and make it happen. Do something about it. And you can, go to psychologist or whoever. I cannot, direct you that, but it is going to come through you when you start doing the inner work, I'm sure. Anybody has to say anything?
Yeah, I'd like to ask one small thing here. As was pointed out, the fact that you become aware of this is a huge step. It's great. All right. But what you're talking about is habits, the habits of your attention, the habits of what you're doing. And changing habits is hard. So start small. Start small. Just say, and the fact that your wife and your kid are both clamoring for your attention at the same time says they're hungry for your attention, right? They recognize that it wasn't there so much. So I would definitely say, promise each of them 1 minute of your time. Just say, I'm going to give you, okay, wait, both of you here, okay, and I would start with your wife. So, I'll give you the first chance. Let's talk about something, whatever you want to hear for 1 minute, and then maybe put that on hold and then turn to your child and say, what do you want? So you're teaching them that you're giving them the attention now that they maybe were so desperately wanting, but they have to not do it at the same time. Right, so you're teaching them habits and you're developing your own habit. And you can gradually increase that time as they both become more patient, realizing that, yeah, you've changed. You're now giving the attention that they were missing before. So start small, give a little bit, give it, and they will appreciate your change. They will notice it, they'll appreciate it, and they'll reinforce for you what you're doing is the right thing. So don't try to go all in and schedule big blocks of time and do all the stuff yet, because that's really hard to change in a big way.
Yeah. So what if I'm like in the car and then we're driving somewhere, then what I do? We have more than 1 minute, but yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. I know. In the car, especially if the closed environment, it gets pretty noisy pretty quickly. Inga's in a car, or Stahu's in a car right now.
Okay.
He's probably has had to deal with a little bit of that, but yeah, some situations are harder.
Yeah, I got you. Thanks.
Okay, Michael thank you, Sonny. Thank you. Very great. Sonny, Michael, please.
So I love what each person has kind of provided as some insight here. And on my side, I would recommend finding a circle of people that are acting how you want to act.
Yeah.
Be around people who are being that leader role is what I hear you saying without saying it. Is you get to lead those conversations. Many times the people in our lives, especially when we're a father, are looking for us to lead. And it's scary to be the leader because you're out in front. It's scary to be the person who gets to make the decision because what if you make it wrong?
Yeah.
And half the time you are going to make the wrong decision, and that's okay. So I hear a lack of confidence, but also that lack of stepping in as a leader and being able to say is, I've got 1 minute for you, my wife, like Sonny said, and be strict with that. Maybe even have them set a timer for it. Mm-hmm. and use the tools around you and do very much start small. But I'm on a men's team. One of the questions we generally ask is, if something is showing up here, it's probably showing up in everywhere else in your life. So as you learn this in your family, it's going to have a ripple effect into everything else. Because I'm guessing that same discernment of who do I listen to shows up in your profession, in your health, in your intellectual life, and everywhere else. Yeah. So great job starting the path for this. And Lifebook is a tool to get clarity on some of this stuff. And therapy is a great tool for getting clarity on this stuff. Having a circle of people as mentors for this to support you, I can't encourage you more on anything else, is to have a circle of people who are living that example that you want to lead.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Well, Evan, you have a lot of insight there.
Yeah, that's great. Thanks so much.
Yes. And even in our Lifebook community, we have people there. So, if you want to connect with some others, we're there too. So text us, write us if you need anything.
Yeah. I would also say that accountability groups that are focused on the things you want to address might be a great solution.
An accountability group.
Right.
Find some people who are also working on their parenting and home life skills and whatnot, and hold each other accountable.
Thank you so much. Jorge, you have anything to say? Say hi or something?
Hey guys, it's amazing being back into the community. I have been away for a while. My name is Jorge. I'm from Colombia, Stahu. I'm living in Amsterdam for the last 20 years. I have 2 boys. One is 10 and the other one is 12. Thus, I have a couple of challenges with this mobile phone and the computer and the iPad. And I'm working right now. I wanted to get back into the community, start going again through my goals and my strategies. And the challenges that I have is mostly, how can I get my older boy from the computer? He's gaming. He really wants to connect with his friends, because when you go to his room and knock on the door and say, we want to go to the beach or go to a park, he doesn't want to. No, I want to stay at home. I'm in the middle of that situation where, what do you do? And you, father, you gotta go with me. We're gonna go outside because you have been into the room for too many hours. Or you just say, okay, then stay in the room. We lock the house, and I call you later. We're gonna go for a walk. That is the challenges that I have today. And the strategies that I use to connect with the little one of that I have right now is we have a holiday together once a year. Because I go with the older one and then later with the smaller one, the newest one. And when we discuss about our days, hey, how was your, like yesterday, we were having dinner together and I was asking, how was your day? Just we went around and he said, my day was really sad. It was really bad today. Why? I was gaming too much. Silent.
Thank you. I know.
Like, that's really nice that you're aware you were gaming too much today. You know, that's the first step. What are you gonna do tomorrow? This is the worst start having the what are you going to do tomorrow? Do you need some help? Do you want us to help you when we see you gaming too much? No, I think I can handle it. Do you want us to have like a board on the kitchen with activities? Because my you know, they have to game. I mean, it is there, you cannot remove it out of their hands. It's my idea. Gaming is not bad. What is bad when you're gaming for 5, 6, 7 hours? The idea is, okay, let's put other activities in between, like clean the room, read some book, do something physical, like small activities, 15, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and create like a Kanban board with activities that you as a father wants them to do, but they can also add activities in there, like gaming. Okay, I play the piano in the morning, I read a book for 15 minutes, and then I go gaming. And then they will have a Kanban board with activities, and they will make sure that when they do it, they just turn the page and they will look at the day and look at back and probably say, hey, today was an amazing day. Look, I game, but I did other things as well. Because that's what we are going to be playing with. He's just 12. People said to me, hold on, he just started. Because I need to get into the community, get into the community, ask my questions, because I have some challenges and I need to know, get inspired, like to say, from all of you.
Thank you, Jorge. Thank you, Jorge. Yo soy venezolano. Nice to meet you.
Qué bien.
So
Nice to meet you.
great. Well, you guys did great in the Copa America. You know, well, Diego here, he has his heart as Argentinian, Japanese. So,
Sorry about that.
and we have a
Juan.
group like, yeah. So Argentina, gana todo, okay, thank you. Thank you. So, well, guys, thank you so much. We passed 20 minutes. We can stay here all day, and if we grab a beer or something for the whole weekend. So there's so much to talk here. Thank you. I feel blessed. I feel so happy, so, you know, powerful of you guys, all the stories that you share, the commitment, the vulnerability. Thank you so much. And it seems that we need to open more spaces for this conversation in the community. So I'm gonna think about something. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Dámaso, I'd like to chip in just 1 more minute. So
Mhm.
basically you are on the, you are running the parenting one with your beautiful wife. So why wouldn't you take the tools that leaders already are using for actually hosting the accountability group? And that month subject is a perfect reason to actually gather fathers, like-minded fathers around, and offer them those tools that we are already using, which are very simple. Like any Lifebook leader here can just induce such accountability calls, so it can start to happen frequently on a regular basis. And that's what we would love to offer if you only would like to, put the word into that month. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's just keep in touch and we create something amazing. Thank you all. Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Fine.